I'm not a fan of test function. I'm not a fan of it not being polished. I'm not a fan. It makes me want to puke. I'm not a fan of the idea of how it's being made. I purchased Tekken. I purchased the new Tekken. It has some of the new visual ideas. And that is a little bit of the problem, is that the Tekken game is not even balanced in its gameplay, right? But it's like, we're not just talking about video games, we're talking about Tekken. We're talking about, I don't like the visual. I don't like the new visuals that are not good on the eye health. That'll give me a moment where I'm like having fun, you know? I don't like that. And people have agreed with me that when they're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6, that they see something like that and they're like, they don't feel a certain way with that, right? Okay? So it takes a view and then a view again and then a view again and then you view something again and you view something again and then you view something again. But you're like, I'm not going without the fact that that just keeps happening, right? I'm not going with the idea of like, that my mind was racing when I was playing Mafia because I was just choosing to play some Mafia. But like, there's some good moments in Mafia, sure. But the fact that the graphics are racing my mind, the facts, it's just the facts. The legit facts that my mind races whenever I see the background, like the different background or the shifting of the background of doing that. And then they put it into Tekken, and I'm trying to sit here, play Tekken, and act like that's normal, right? I'm trying to sit down and act like any of that was normal. The only idea they've made is they've made like an updated Unreal 5 engine tech. Like a little tech that has only been... It's like a little tech that has been made to kind of like try and take the pressure off the eyes. A little bit. Just a little, like, just a little bit of like take it off. And it does it pretty good. It does it pretty good. It does what it's supposed to do. But like, that might be the problem, is that if there was money spent, like if somebody spent money, actual money, and put something kind of like that idea of what the Unreal engine, the new Unreal Engine's trying to do, right? And try to have something like that so the eyes don't feel like, that'd be cool. But it's not even fair, because that's what's going on with the majority of video games. Erdtree has it. That's the stupid topic I'm trying to talk about. The stupid topic is that's pointless. That smells. It smells. I just can't accept, you know what I'm saying? Accepting the fact that it smells is the problem, you know? It smells. And then, like an older game, you play like an older game, you start to play an older game, and your head's kind of racing, right? Because you're playing these older games, right? Hold on. Always playing these older games, you know? It's too much, man. I just can't believe it, you know what I mean? That's why I think I can't believe it. Okay. There's even recent games that have ideas. But I don't even know what to say, man. Like, do you get what I mean? I don't even know what to say. Like, Recompile, I already know what Recompile is. I played all of it. I just don't know what to say. All I can say is, like, you probably just started with a new visual. You don't know how to use this new visual. You keep using this new visual. You just don't understand how to use it. And this is what's actually going on. Play the big hunting game that's on Game Pass, like the Overworld hunting game, play that one, right? And then try and play the new games and see what I'm talking about, because it's like they added like a puncture, like just like a puncture of a vision. Was Battlefield, I think it was the new Battlefield that started doing something like this. Maybe it was the new Battlefield that was the one that was starting stuff like this, right? But this is what I'm saying, is it's like, okay, I know my experiences, right? That's all I know, is I know my experiences. I know that I like Gears of War 4 opposed to Gears of War 5. But Gears of War 5 has its different moments, right? But it's kind of just like seeing the simple thing that goes on, just a simple thing about it that you see through your eyes. You have to see through your eyes, but then when you start to look into the hemisphere of the game, and the game keeps doing that to your eyes, you're already like, these games keep doing this to my eyes, man. This is cutting it close, because it just keeps happening again and again and again, right? It's taking away the fun, the actual fun of the video game. It finds some way to be there, and you're just like sitting there and you're like, well, I was enjoying something in Erdtree until that happened, right? I was enjoying Erdtree, but then that little hesitation happened. I was enjoying Tekken, but then that happens, and then you realize that everybody's really competitive at Tekken. And over time of actually just trying to play Tekken and knowing that there's glitches, there's problems, all for graphics, right? All just for this new graphic idea, this idea of new graphics. Ooh, new graphics. Ooh. That's so cool. But actually, the problem too is the people that also have topics about these games, who try to support these kinds of games, also run into the problem of the games that they'll avoid talking about, but those games are similar to the games that they're playing, right? And they're not talking about that. So I don't think when I'm sitting down and I'm just like looking at this and I'm just like, because think about it. Even when you're good at a video game, if for some reason you're actually good at the video game, you know something about the video game, you're good, you're competitive, good. The new visual ideas that happen into video games are they're still in your head as like, this is not good for my brain. It's not enough to weigh it. It's not enough to outweigh it. And that's why the Unreal Engine was making new tech ideas to try and take away that pain of the eyes, right? So, but it's a really funny topic that never gets, broke down and then broke down again and then broke down again. Instead, people try to make you deal with it. But get this, if you could get into somebody's head of what you're actually saying, right? Like if you could get it into somebody's head, they'd realize after playing that many rounds of Street Fighter that they'd be going a little bit crazy, right? They'd go a little bit crazy after playing that many rounds of Street Fighter to finally know that they're not dealing with tech that's good on their eyes. So are you having fun playing the video game? Not overall. And that's the review tech. That's the tech of reviewing a video game. It's too tough for people. It's too tough on people to be honest with themselves. But if you look at a popular game, or you look at some kind of game, right? Or you look at some game that's advertised. I'm saying not popular, advertised. But you look at the game And then you remember to yourself, oh, I'm getting a headache. Oh, I'm getting a blistering headache. Oh, this is not good for me. My eyes are hurting. Oh, my eyes are not doing anything. I'm staring at a screen. I'm really staring at, you know what I'm saying? I'm really staring at a screen. But that visual, it just counts, because as soon as that visual happens into your head, you get a headache. And all these reviews have sucked. You know they have. All these reviews have sucked. They've been what they've been. They've been just reviews that don't make sense to you. And then you even have a person who's nice enough who says, yeah, I enjoy Erdtree. Not just me, the guy speaking in this video, but says, yeah, I enjoy Erdtree, but I see the problems in Erdtree, that Erdtree has some things that could fix, right? I see the problems. There's people that say that Tekken needs a fix, needs an update, it needs fix, right? So that's the point. The point is the game's $70 and you're supposed to buy a game. It's supposed to be $70. Do you get what I'm saying? You're crazy if you start to think by an acupuncture, just an acupuncture of your eyes, trying to see something different. That's where your brain's going insane, man. You gotta sit down. This is what you do. You pause. Okay, just do this as a test, right? Play with the new graphics. Look through the graphics. Play through, I would say, it has to be efficient enough, so you get to play for quite a bit, right? But I'd say play around, it shouldn't be too long, right? Maybe around like 35 minutes, right? Do that. Play 35 minutes of the game, right? Look at that visual that was constantly in you. And then, as opposed to the moments that you're trying to do in the video game, right? Look what actually happened to your eye health. And look what happened. My impressions on the Unreal Engine, the first time they were experimenting on this new Unreal Engine, was like, I liked the idea that they were trying to do something that would stop the pain in your eyes, that would take away the pixels from, like gyrating your pupil and making your pupil just hurt so they're trying to make something to stop that, But right now it's not out. You get what I'm saying? Like right now that full effect idea of that is not out. And then you have somebody giving a controversial review when they are using the tech. So they're giving a controversial review on that by the game being free. That's a free game, The First Descent, right? So somebody's trying to use that tech, and then they're giving that kind of review. They're giving the review. But like when it comes to the other games that actually hurt your eyes, they're not putting that. They're not even putting that into consideration. And that is a problem. That is actually a problem. Like I can love a game. Do you get what I'm saying? There could be a video game I love, or like a video game that I have an interest in, right? But if that visual is there, okay, see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. If there's moments I enjoy in Erdtree. There's some moments I can enjoy in Erdtree they're all right. There's some moments I can enjoy in Tekken. And there's moments that Tekken can provide that are pretty cool, right? But if that visual is going to get me to sit down and say, I need to make a review of a video game, like I need to make an actual review that's going to matter, that would be the first that I'd be like, what's trying to pause me from the actual game I'm trying to play, right? Wow. So that's what I mean. It's like, I hate it. I hate everything behind it. I own a PlayStation 3. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how much I hate it. I own a PlayStation 3. It speaks to me as an idea of like, this is not a good idea. This idea has been needed to like delayed or made with better tech. And that's the funny part is like like actually trying to review the game with this little tech that's not good for your eyes, not good for your brain, not good for your stress levels. And that's what I mean. That these games will make you mentally ill, my friend, right? Like, you people want to know what's, causing problems, right? Like, but that's what I mean. I mean, like, the game needs to be criticized, needs to have some form of criticize. That way, maybe next time when they make another game, they're not going to run into that, Or maybe they're going to come up with finally a new idea. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the idea that, hey, there's some things we enjoy about your game. But when we look at your game and you have this constant burning of eyes, nausea, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Nausea is so bad. Like, when nausea happens to your eyes and your eyes just get nausea, and you're kind of like, you're trying to focus on the game, but you experience nausea, and people will experience this. But try to think about this way, because there's crazy ways to think about it. You know who was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Oni-san. Right? Oni-san. The Netflix documentary, you saw the experiences. Like, you watched the Netflix documentary, and it will tell you what changed him. There was many things that changed him. But, like, can you put that together? That, like, did that seem like a stable mind? That did not seem like a stable mind at all to you, right? So, if your brain just that's what's crazy. It's not just like the video game puts like a full attention to people going and choosing different choices. It's the idea that the video game has a little bit of frustration in it. Just has some kind of frustration that is in it that is not paid attention to, right? And then eventually it leads to other things, right? But until you start to actually notice that, what kind of video game review are you doing? You're sitting down and you're like looking at the video game and you're just like, that's the thing. I understand. Maybe you have a video game that you want to tell somebody. You want to tell somebody about a video game. I understand. But I don't understand sitting down and having the headache. I don't understand and having the nausea. That's not something I was like, oh, cool. When I turned on my video game system, that was what I wanted to see, right? There's many other things I want to see in a video game. I want to see, gameplay. I want to see developments of other ideas, right? As opposed to that, like sitting down and just being like, man, what's wrong with my eyes? Man, what's wrong with my head? Man, what's wrong with my eyes? There was a stupid thing that was going on. Did you know there was a stupid thing going on for online gamers? Like actual gamers that were playing online games? And did you see it at all? That was hilarious. You should have seen that. Okay. There was an actual discussion by gamers where we had this discussion. And it's a very stupid, the discussion sounds very evil when you actually put it into mind. So it would be like this. Okay, do a round of the online game, the online shooter game that you're doing, right? And then take a break, right? Take a break. But in the past, when you had online games, you didn't even have like an idea of taking breaks. But now they've found something to make you take breaks in the video game, right? To where you sit, but you're accepting to your fact. You're like, oh, these are visuals. These are just new visuals. No, these are visuals that are not worked on. These are not worked on visuals. And in the past games, you could tolerate this, but now with this, you just like, you don't know what to do. So that's where the funny conversation comes up of people purchasing the Wii U or purchasing other systems, man. That's where this conversation is coming from. It's like It really is. It's a market that you're seeing. You are actually seeing a market that is taking away many things that you could be doing. Slows you down a bit, right? And also, that's what I'm trying to tell you too. Pro players, or the people who are pro at video game players, they're having to take breaks. You know what I'm saying? Actual people who play video games a lot, they have to take breaks. I have to take breaks too. They have to take breaks. Is there a good way to use that visual? Maybe. Maybe there's a good way to use that visual. Have you seen it yet? No. Not really. It's almost like it's trying to be a good, but it's just not. It's trying to be delicious, but it's edible. It's edible, but it's not delicious. It's edible, but not delicious. It's making crazy people. The actual people you're looking for, the crazy people, are those people that are sitting down and looking at that. And I hate that. That's what I hate. That's what I mean that I'm telling you that I hate, is that people are sitting down and not paying attention to that. And then then IGN says first Descendant that has a new form of attack, they decide that new form of tech is just a little bit too much by not making their other games, because the other games they played, see what I'm saying? The other games they played, they're just so they can't accept failure. You have a professional company that can't accept failure. Which also leads to people who observe IGN to have bad opinions. Like bad opinions. But actually looking at it, and if you pay attention to this, I want to say thank you for paying attention to this, because I'm being serious. I'm being serious of you're sitting down, you already know the game's 3D. You already know a lot of movement is going on in this video game. But I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to actually tell you that that's the main thing, is it's my eyes are not focused. My eyes are not focused. I don't feel good. I don't feel like I have a rational thought. I'm toting a project that's not finished.